So if you're new to weatherization, you may see this stuff sitting around the office and you may not have gotten into TCP yet. And you've probably dug through this bag and seen all the parts and pieces and looked at this stuff and just kind of wondered what it is, but maybe you haven't had a chance to get out in the field yet or set any of it up. We're going to go through all this stuff in very simplistic and basic terms. We're not going to get too deep in the weeds. Just kind of try and break down what all these things are, what they do in very simple terms, so that just to start building your knowledge base of the blower door system and its parts and pieces. So let's start with the blower door frame. When conducting a blower door test, you'll insert this frame in place of an exterior door, which basically just means you're going to open an exterior door to the house, and then you'll be able to adjust this frame to fit where that door was. So this frame is completely adjustable from side to side as well as height. So you'll loosen the knobs, fit it into the frame of the doorway, and then you'll stretch a fabric over it, which is right here. We'll get to that in a minute. And basically you create a custom door now for the house that will accept the blower door fan so that we can conduct a blower door test. So here's what the panel and frame will look like when they're assembled and in the opening. You can see we've completely fit it to the opening so it's nice and tight. We've got our spreader bar across there. We can see outside in case we need to shut it down for some reason or another. And again, this isn't a how-to video. This is just how all these parts and pieces fit together. This is the blower door fan. This is the blower part of the blower door. This is what either pushes air into the house or draws air back out of it. This fits inside your blower door frame and panel. And this is what's used to either pressurize or depressurize the house for the blower door test. When you have your fan installed inside your blower door frame, it'll look like this. It's completely suspended off the floor, so we don't have to worry about scratches, and it's hanging off your middle support bar by this Velcro strap. The next two pieces we're going to cover are the manometer and the blower door fan control. This is the Energy Conservatory model. It's the DG700. This is no longer being produced, but is still widely used in our program. The newer model is the DG1000, or if you're using Retrotech stuff, that we'll do a whole different video on theirs. But this is exclusively to the Energy Conservatory brand for this time. The manometer is packaged with the blower door, but it is not just for a blower door test. This is a pressure and flow gauge, so you could use it to measure any kind of pressure and flows at different levels. So this will get used for a variety of tests when you're doing an assessment. For now, we're just packaging it with the blower door for our test. It's got ports on here that you'll hook your hoses to measure pressures and flows. We'll get into a setup video on that on a different time. This gets attached to your blower door fan control, and then this all gets hooked to your blower door frame or the house door. This is used to control your blower door speed, and that is basically how you will control your blower door test. Alright, so now we have our manometer and fan control attached to our blower door frame. This is done with just this little accessory hook on the back side, and then it fits into one of the slots. This can also be taken off and attached around the frame of the door by the clamp on the back of it. From our fan control, one of the plugs plugs into the fan that allows the fan control to be the fan control, and the other one just goes to a outlet to supply power to the unit. Next up in our kit, we've got hoses. These are just the ones that came with ours. Your kit, if it's one your agency has been using, will probably have much more than this in it. Hoses are how we measure an area or zone of a house and get that measurement back to the manometer. So we're not going to get into the setup of hoses, but hoses are the vessel that carries the pressure from one zone of the house back to the manometer. So when you're setting up hoses, it's very important these are never kinked. It's important that they fit tight around your ports, and it's important that you have sometimes hundreds of feet of these, because you'll have to get from your manometer to your attic, to your basement, to your garage, to your CAS. You're going to need a lot of hose. So this is, I think, just what comes with the kit, but you'll more likely than not have more than this in yours. So your hoses fit over your channel ports on your manometer. You'll be having your manometer set up a variety of ways for a variety of different tests, but the hoses will always slip over the ports. That's how they get connected. And last but not least, you may have a tennis ball inside your blower door kit. A lot of guys use these to insert their hose into when they're referencing their outside pressure so that wind isn't blowing right up this tube and into your manometer. It can be anything, you know, as long as you want the end of the tube out of the wind. And if you're just seeing this and wondering, when we get further into setup and things like that, we'll go over the tennis ball. But don't be alarmed, you're not going to be playing tennis during any of your assessments if all goes well.